Welcome to the middle school. Video 2 on the middle school program will be presented by Jen Hammonds, middle school counselor,
and Kristen Wegner, middle school counselor. First, we're going to start with our Step Up program. The Step Up program is basically the transition program that we have for fifth graders moving into middle school. So we start out with the screencasts that you're actually looking at right now that will be available in Sahifa. The next thing that we will have is a parent night that is on Monday, March 26th from 6 to 7 in the theater. Thank you, Ms. Hammonds. We also will have a welcome assembly for the fifth graders. We'll have them come up to the middle school and we'll do a fun assembly for them so they can kind of see what that is like. We have panel discussions where we have sixth grade students who have had experience in middle school go down to the fifth grade classrooms, one classroom at a time, and a group of 4 to 5 students will be there to share a little bit of their insight into what middle school is like and what fifth graders might need to know, and then those fifth graders will have an opportunity to ask them questions about what middle school is like. And then we also have a step-up visit to the middle school where fifth graders will actually come and be paired up with a buddy and spend time in one class and a SWAT class for part of the morning so that they have a little bit of experience as to what it might be like to be in the middle school for part of the day. Our middle school courses in sixth grade consist of the following. We have 4 academic classes. We have language arts, math, social studies, and science, and those are all year-long classes. We also have physical education, physical and health education, which is a year-long class. We have something called core enrichment, which is actually built into, it actually runs opposite of our music classes, and this is kind of a built-in support for all of our sixth graders because the transition from elementary to middle school can be difficult, and we wanted to have something built in to give them just a little bit of extra support, particularly in math and reading. So they, the days that they don't have music, they meet with their core enrichment teachers, and they will get just a little bit of extra support in those 2 areas. All sixth graders are required to take a music class, so they will have either band or choir. And the decision to choose either band or choir will be made in fifth grade, and actually the instrument that they plan to play, if they choose to take band, will actually be made prior to them finishing fifth grade. So that should actually happen shortly. All sixth graders are required to take a foreign language, so they have a choice between Arabic as a foreign language, modern standard Arabic if they're an Arabic speaker, Spanish, or French. We have ESL in the middle school, so students who are ESL students actually would be the only ones who would not take a foreign language. They would actually have an ESL class in place of their foreign language class. That gives them the opportunity to strengthen their English skills before they take on another language. We do have learning support in the middle school, but it does look a little bit different than students who have learning support in the elementary school. Basically what it is our learning support teacher will work with students in their classroom and also in their core enrichment times. And then finally we have an exploratory rotation of art, drama, computers, and robotics. So each student, each sixth grader, will have a quarter-long class in each one of those areas. And this gives them the opportunity to have some experiences maybe they haven't had before and hopefully get interested in some things that maybe they haven't had an opportunity to do.
the middle school schedule. There are many things that we could talk about in this section, but I'm going to try to just capture them in brief, and then if you have further questions, feel free to contact either Ms. Wegner or myself. But the middle school day is different than in the elementary school. We're on what's called a rotating block schedule. So we have 8 classes, and those classes are 70 minutes in length, but they're split between 2 days. So on day 1 you would have 4 classes, and on day 2 you would have a different 4 classes. And then day 3 and 4, it's a 4-day cycle. Days 3 and 4, some of those classes actually rotate or tumble. The first and last class switch places on days 3 and 4, and what that allows is to try to maximize the learning for the students, because we find that in these years middle schoolers are usually either sleepy in the morning or sleepy in the afternoon, and so the thinking is that if we tumble the schedule a little bit, we're more likely to get them at their best. So on one day They will have 4 classes and possibly 2 to 3 academic classes, meaning that they will probably have homework assigned. And so we encourage all middle schoolers to do their homework the day it is assigned, and then to use the follow-up day to meet with a teacher or to ask a question either during lunch or break, or to go to after school support from 3 to 4 to work on that content or that homework assignment or project. And then their day 2 classes, they'll go to 4 classes and they might get some more academic homework, and they would start that homework on that day. So the balance for the middle schooler is where they have to start working with time management and being responsible and proactive and working with their teachers and using that after school time from 3 to 4 to really support their learning if they need to. Our teachers are available Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays from 3 to 4, and we give that information out at the beginning of the school year. We also have different students in different classes, and so it's split up into 2 teams. So we have the blue team and the white team, and our core teachers for language arts, math, science, and social studies are teamed either blue or white. And so you have 70 students in each side approximately that move through their classes and have similar schedules, and so they see each other frequently. And those teachers actually meet and talk about the curriculum with one another, but they also talk about any student concerns that might come up. And that allows us to build in that support, or a school within a school, and to make sure that students are learning and socializing and are successful. We have other things that are put in place in the middle school schedule that really feed into the work hard, play hard slogan. We have our SWAT program, which is Super Wicked Advisory Time, and our middle schoolers named it that. And it's really a homeroom program, much like in the American system, where you meet daily with a teacher, and that's your point person or your go-to person who has about 15 students, and they see each other every day for about 25 to 30 minutes. And in that SWAT, we do many different activities. We have an opportunity to do intramurals where they get active and they earn house points. We have 6 different houses, and those all have a dragon associated with them and a color, and we're all working for house points. So it's a little bit like Harry Potter or our own ASD version, and that allows the students to really interact with each other in positive ways, both physically in terms of getting the intramurals, and also in terms of topics and dealing with adolescent development and learning things together, and being able to help the students to grow in that way. We have clubs and activities, and Miss Massengill runs all of this, the SWAT, the houses, the clubs and activities. And the clubs are an opportunity for students to develop an interest, and oftentimes a student will go to Miss Massengill and say, I want to start a chess club, and then we'll get a faculty member to sponsor it, and then we'll offer the clubs for short or long term depending on student interest, and that's one way that middle schoolers get plugged in and really become a part of the middle school and engage. And then we have our after-school activities program, which is both the MESAC, working with our athletic director, Dave Farmer, and the varsity sports and the junior varsity sports, as well as then after-school activities for the middle schoolers. And those are more like basketball and volleyball and badminton and all the different types of club teams. And they, in our middle school, we actually have a give it a go or give it a try philosophy. And so any middle schooler, we encourage them to come out and try and learn those skills and participate. And we do inter-school tournaments. And they have an opportunity to work with high school students who actually skill them in those areas. And no one's cut. So we have like a no cuts philosophy. And it's been really successful in terms of really helping middle school students to feel like they can grow and learn and give something a try that they've never done before. So those are a few of the things that you can know about and the middle school schedule and how the day works and how our programming works.
We realize this may seem like a lot of information and may get a little overwhelming, so we want to provide you with a couple of different areas where you can look for additional information, or you can read more about this so that you have something to reference. So the first place where you're going to find information is in SAHIFA. In the middle school section of SAHIFA, there is a section specifically dedicated to scheduling. So you would scroll down until you see 2011-2012 scheduling process and click on that, and in that section you will find forms, links, and information specifically about scheduling. Another place where you could get some information that will give you more of a full overview of what we do in the middle school in terms of our program of studies is on our ASD website. If you click on the On Campus tab and then go to the Middle School tab, You will find on the far left series of links in the left-hand column, there is one that says Middle School Handbook and Program of Studies. If you click on that, then you will find a wealth of information about our programming here at the middle school.
The middle school expectations. In our middle school, we have high expectations for the students, as the entire ASD community has high expectations for their students. And that centers on our core values of honesty, respect, responsibility, and compassion. We really encourage every middle schooler to grow in terms of their decision making and how they live out those values day to day, both in the classroom and out of the classroom. Particularly in the classroom, we help the students by developing their learning habits and values, and we ask them to focus on how to live out those core values of the school in terms of engagement, effort, responsibility, respect, and compassionate participation. And we actually have developed this into almost a rubric or a guide that we report on each quarter. And they are trying to exceed, get a 4 or a 3 and meet the expectation. And we even have 2s or 1s, which help them to know if they're not actually making the progress they need to make in terms of personal responsibility and how they learn in their habits and values. So be looking for that as you work with your student in PowerSchool and learn more about how we report out and comment to students, that focusing in on the learning habits and values is what we tell students. If you can do this and do this well, and meet the expectations or exceed the expectations, this is the key to really starting off your middle school experience in a positive way, and the rest will fall into place. In terms of support, we also really want our middle schoolers to understand that they are part of a community and that we're welcoming them and that we want them to feel a sense of belonging. So the first part of that is the SWAT program. So Super Wicked Advisory Time, we talked a little bit about that, but it's really kind of like a family. You have the teacher and about 15 students, and that's again their go-to person that they can ask questions to, or if they're feeling overwhelmed with a class, they can talk to them and problem solve and break down that project, or they can go to them about something exciting that's happened to them, like making the school play. And it's a chance for the teachers and the students to really build a community and kind of like a family within the school. We also have our classroom teachers, and the classroom teachers obviously are there to answer questions and provide support, and we mentioned the after-school support program. And then our counselors, Ms. Wegner and I have an open door policy. We have students who drop in and drop out, meaning that they can come in at any time, and we work with them on just social skills or supporting them emotionally or academically, and we do check-ins. And we have groups that we run, as well as parent coffees, and there's lots of ways that we try to support the middle schoolers and the whole child. Our principal and associate principal also are here to make sure that the kids are safe within the environment. They spend time interacting with them in the commons and in lunch and try to really build relationships within the school. And we believe that the relational connection is where we can really find that middle schoolers meet with success. So everyone in the building is constantly trying to build positive relationships with the kids and help them with their decision making and making positive choices, working hard and playing hard, and really trying to be the best that they can be and be positive, active global citizens. We're really excited about getting to know you as your student comes into the middle school, and this is the end of our second section to the screencast. We look forward to sharing more about course selection in the third screencast. Thank you.